Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing wonderful with your Posh business today. And my name is Sarah Euler. I am with the Snarky Bunch team, but the Queen Erin asked me to do a little bit of training on selling in retail areas. So, first thing that I wanted to do was go over the new policies and procedures. So, everyone should have printed off the new updated um, pack. So I wanted to point you in the direction, it's section 15, and I am in E2 kiosks and booth rentals. So first part, sorry guys, it's going to be a little bit boring. I'm just going to kind of read through the paperwork, break it down for you, make it a little easier to understand. Okay, so kiosks. Basically, the number one rule with kiosks is you cannot be in the space for longer than 2 months of a quarter. So a quarter is 3 months. So it's like January, February, March. That's one quarter. April, May, June, second quarter, so on and so on. I think you guys got it. So you cannot be at that kiosk for more than 2 months out of one quarter. Okay? So with that being said, another thing that they're saying don't do is, okay, so say you do 2 months out of a quarter, and then like someone on your team does another 2 months out of one quarter, and then you switch and you do the next 2 months. Don't do that. They're saying don't do that because basically you don't want it to become a monopoly, okay? You want to give other people a chance to sell there as well, okay? So be fair, don't hog the kiosks. Okay, so the other thing that's really important with kiosks is you can only have $4,000 worth of product, okay? So you can't go over $4,000 worth of product at a kiosk, okay? Simple. So kiosks, 2 months out of a quarter, and don't rotate, and $4,000. So pretty simple. Everything else, you have to go by the rules of the mall. Posh has nothing to do with that. The rent, everything that has to do with the mall, Posh is not interfering. Okay? So events like fairs and expos and all those fun things, those are more temporary. So they are saying no inventory limitations. So you can have as much inventory there as you would like. So go with that. And then again, Posh has no control over what the event rules are or the fair or anything like that, the fees, how things are ran. Posh has no control over it. It's basically you can sell the inventory there, but you got to go by all the vendor event or fair rules. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about consignment spaces, boutiques, salons, etc. Okay, so this is where there's a lot of information in here, and they repeat themselves. So, let's see here. So this is the most confusing part. So you cannot have someone permanently there selling your stuff. So say you're at a boutique and you want to bring in your friend who needed a little side job or something, and you tell them to sit at your little display and sell your stuff. You can't do that, okay? So don't bring in somebody to be selling your stuff full time, okay? And then, but you can have people who work there help sell your stuff, okay? So as long as they are working there, they can, so like say a customer comes up and says, what's this? If you're not there, then one of the other employees of the establishment can come in and help and try to sell your stuff. Okay? So basically, don't bring anybody in from the outside to strictly sell your stuff. Okay. Sorry, that might be a little bit confusing, but read through the stuff. They repeat it over and over and over again. Okay. So you may work at the establishment where your stuff is sold. But basically, you cannot have a set schedule of selling your stuff. So you can't advertise and say like, come in every Saturday and check out my Posh display. You cannot have a set schedule. You can say, I'll be in there on Wednesday at 3 one week, and then you can say, hey, I'm going to be in there Tuesday at 4. Okay, it can't be a consistent schedule that you are selling your stuff in a permanent location. Okay, so, you cannot have a Posh only store. Okay, so you cannot just find a space to rent and put on big billboard Posh. No, you can't do that. Okay, so you cannot exceed, okay, here's a big one. You cannot exceed $2,000 or more worth of product, okay? So remember, the kiosk was $4,000. So everything else, except for vendor events, is $2,000. Okay, so salons, boutiques, consignment places, $2,000. Okay, you cannot have $2,000 more worth of product, okay? So your product display has to be able to stand alone for most of the time. So with that, they say have your contact information there, have your business cards, okay, have things labeled. So basically you have to negotiate with the owner, or if you're the owner, then you don't have to negotiate with anybody, but you have to negotiate with the owner a contract. Basically, how much you keep it stocked. And so basically you have to go by their rules. So, and I'm going to touch more on that in just a second. Let's see, they just said it again. Another person must not be selling your product full time. Okay, so again, with this, Posh has nothing to do with anything you negotiate with the owners, okay? So again, they're just saying you can sell the product. That is all Posh is saying. You can sell the product, okay? So with that, you need to be aware that, companies like boutiques, they need to make some money too. So they might want some of your commissions, okay? Or they might charge you rent, okay? So you need to be aware of that. And Posh is actually telling you to have some sort of a contract, okay? Make copies of it, because, say you're in a boutique and all of a sudden there's theft, or they're not paying you for the product. You can't call up Posh and be like, look at what they're doing to me. Posh isn't going to be able to do anything. Okay? This is why it's important for you to have a contract, okay? Cover your butt, all right? Even if it's your best friend, cover your butt, okay? So get a contract, have everything written out, and you'll be good to go. Okay, so now some of you are probably thinking, all right, now, well, how do I get in on these boutiques or salons or things like that? So, I have kind of a little bit of a step program that I do. So step 1 is make a list of possible locations. Okay, so make your list, step 1. Step 2 is to create a business plan for each location. Okay, so example would be a nail salon. All right, I would focus on the hand creams. Okay, so, make your business plan all about, the hand creams and what they do and all that good stuff. And then, put the price of them on there and maybe how people in the salons can use the hand creams or how you're going to display them, things like that. Okay. Like rural area boutiques, I'm going to recommend putting things like the Bear-It-All wipes, because when you're in a rural area, what do people like to do? They like to go camping. They like to ride four-wheelers. They like to ride horses. They like to go fishing. Okay? And sometimes, as you know, if you've ever done those things, you get disgusting. Okay? And people can't very well pack their face wash very easily. So having something like the Bear-It-All wipes, that would be a really good seller. So if you go into this boutique and you say, hey, my company sells this, and I think it'd be very beneficial and it would sell good here. Okay, so things like that. Put that in your business plan. And also, when you go in to present this opportunity, have your master copy of a catalog. Now, if you don't know what a master copy is, it's basically your copy, and you go in and put in your notes and interesting things about the products that that are not listed on there already, or things that you love. Okay, take your master copy, share it with the owner, get them in love with the products. Okay, so bottom line is make your business plan appeal to the owner. Okay, so that they would want your stuff there. So another thing to be considering if you're deciding to take the leap into retail, be aware that you might have to come up with a display, or not come up with a display, but build a display, or go on Amazon and buy a display. They might say, okay, look, I have this little section right here. Can you bring something cute to put it on, or something like that? Okay, so just be thinking in your head, you might have to do something like that. And then, be aware you can't just take your display and put all your products up there and then say, okay, see you later. You have to be responsible and keep up with everything, keep up on restocking, keep up on making it professional, because, say you're in like a boutique and there's a lot of kids. I'm sorry, my son loves the soaps. He likes to stack them like blocks. Okay, sometimes they might get a little mixed up. So maybe if you can't work something out with the owner to kind of keep it looking a little pretty, you might want to make sure that you're in there consistently to make sure that it stays pretty, because a pretty display attracts more people. If your stuff is all over the place, people might just walk right past it. Okay, so again, be aware that there might be rent or percentage of your profit that the owners will want. So in your business plan, maybe say what you get for a commission off of it, and then maybe they can work out something with you. Like I say, it all depends on the owner, what they want to do, so just be aware of it. Other than that, keep it professional. Okay, Posh wants us to be professional. So yeah, have fun with it. It's an amazing business opportunity. It might sound a little scary, but honestly, it's really easy to do. And yeah, that's just a way to grow your team, grow your business. Go get it.